Facebook ads and the associated feeds are becoming overly saturated with people from around the world. In this video, I'm going to run you through some best practices to find the best placements, and I'm going to show you an example of one of my recent ad creatives. But before we get into that, I wanted to show you some stats around Facebook just to show you how significant this platform really is. These stats were pretty remarkable for me to read. It is a bit dense, however, so if you don't want to have a statistics lesson, feel free to come to this timestamp and you can skip these stats. Otherwise, I would recommend checking them out. So according to Jamit Bagadia at Social Pilot, over 2.2 billion people are on Facebook with 2.5 trillion posts. And those users, most notably, are mobile users. 70% of all adults in the USA are on the platform. Most notably, 18 to 24-year-old women and 24 to 35-year-old males. That's 100 million people just there. Wow. 74% of users log in daily, using about 38 minutes a day. 140 million people spend at least 1 minute watching content on Facebook every single day. 500 million stories are shared every single day, and 2 billion searches are conducted on Facebook every month. Now for some Facebook engagement statistics, which are incredibly useful for us dropshippers. For example, video posts get 59% more engagement than all other posts. And video outperformed photo posts by 73%. Facebook Live videos generate watch times 3 times longer than those videos that are not currently live. It takes 7 to 13 or more touches with a customer to generate a viable sales lead. So let your automated messenger service take care of most of these touches for you. Posts published between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. EST perform best, and for engagement, posts under 50 characters perform best. And now for some Facebook ad insights. Over 7 million businesses are live on Facebook today. And over 90% of business revenue through Facebook is coming through mobile. Just to see how much paid advertising has influenced Facebook, the average engagement rate for an organic post on Facebook is 3.9%. Facebook video ads have the lowest CPC, averaging at $1.86. Adding a call to action button to your post increases the click-through rate by 2.85. And finally, 26% of people who click on an ad will make a purchase. Sorry if that was a bit long and dense, but I thought that those things were very important to discuss today. So with those in mind, I wanted to make a video about mobile placements and video content. But before we get to that, I just wanted to shout out to our theme winner for this week. So Anthony Mangabat has won a free month of the Hustler plan from Debutify. If you want to go into the draw to win that plan, all you have to do is type in briefcase in this video, because every week I do a random word to see if you guys are watching out. So type briefcase in the comments and you might be lucky enough to win a free month of our plan.
Yes! That's awesome!
So on Facebook, we're seeing new strategies that involve more worldwide posts. That just means posts outside of the USA and other tier 1 countries. Tiers are just geographical categories that contain nations based on the average value of an impression. The more in demand an impression is for a country, the higher that country will be in the tiers. This simple system allows most countries in the world to be categorized, and it vaguely enables advertisers to find out which demographics they want to target to. So there's 32 tier 1 countries to consider, and I'll leave a link in the description if you want to know more about tiers. That being said, there is no country on earth that's going to provide you with more revenue through Facebook ads, through the dropshipping model, than is the United States. So if you want to get in on the United States' capital, one method for this is to put different placements on Facebook and Instagram's platforms. Due to these placements being the most used marketing platforms, the CPMs are a lot higher. So we work around this by using the relatively new placements that Facebook has. And remember that Facebook is just the parent company of Instagram and also of WhatsApp. CPM is cost per 1,000 impressions. Technically, it's a milli, which is a monetary unit used in calculations worth 1/1000th of a dollar. The main placement that's kicking off on Messenger, Facebook, and Instagram right now is Stories. So you're going to want to put your ads on automatic placements on mobile. Not on desktop because the CPC is stupidly high due to the limited amount of placements, and then just roll out that mobile automatic placement. With these new placements, we need to get the dimensions right. So I've just put some tools, 3 tools actually, in the description to help you out with this. So the first tool to look at is calculateaspectratio.com. You can use this to just make sure that the videos or the images you're going to be working with work for the placements. So you can put in the ratios here and the pixel width for different types of phones or different types of laptops. And then you can just make a folder of all of these so that you can come back to them when you change your ads. And to understand exactly which aspect ratios work best, go to facebook.com/help. And of course, I'll put this in the description. Here you can see a really good estimate and some guidelines for what to do with these aspect ratios. You can even download the Facebook templates and overlay them over your videos to see if they're correct. And it's going to show you exactly what they recommend. And then Facebook for Business also has a version of this to ensure that your video looks best on each surface. And of course, one isn't going to fit all, so you can go through here and make sure that you've got everything correct. You do want to focus on mobile. Desktop is very expensive, usually by about 40 to 50% more so, unless your audience is an older demographic. Desktop has far less placements, only about 4 compared to 16 on mobile. So these fewer placements mean more competition with other dropshippers, which means a higher CPC. You're going to see decent click-through rates on desktop, but you're not really going to get conversions like that on mobile. You know, best of luck with desktop, but my recommendation is mobile. Yeah.
Alrighty then.
So I find what works best here is pausing those underperforming placements and just keeping those placements that you know are going to be working. To do this properly, you would have duplicated this 4 or 5 times and then singled out these placements in each ad. So I'm just going to go through and disable all of the feeds on mobile and just keep everything onto stories. I might get rid of in-stream and search as well, just to save me some money. And then I can just keep things going hot on Instagram stories, Facebook, and Messenger. Keep in mind that audience network, marketplace, and in-stream are placements that are also kicking off right now as well, so check those out too. Of course, if you do want clarification around who's spending on your ads, who's clicking through on your ads, and who's converting, then check out the Audience Insight tool. Go into your ads manager, scroll down, and have a look at Audience Insights. And in here you can see exactly who you're dealing with. So you're going to want to make your videos and images 16:9 and 9:16. And basically what you're going to be able to use for this is Pictograph and Canva, or if you want to put some money into it, you could get the Adobe Creative Cloud subscription. When you're making all of these placements, one thing you're going to want to do is make each template for each placement. That way, in the long run of your business, you're not going to have to keep remaking all of these templates. Just make a few for all 16 mobiles, or just the ones that you want to use, and just save them, put them in a folder, and come back to them later. One thing I would recommend if you're struggling with ad creatives is to get out a notepad. If you're struggling to figure out ideas for creatives, take a step back, use physics first principle, and get a blank piece of paper. Or, one with already notes on it. That way it's going to clear your head. You're going to be able to step back from the apps, take a step back from the laptop, and make some brand new ideas that other people might not be coming up with. Anyway, the placements. Marketplace does pretty good for cold traffic, and Audience Network and in-stream do better for remarketing. Okay. Make sure your placement is optimized for the goal, like remarketing or purchase, for example. Make a lookalike audience, pick a single interest for targeting, and then focus on your creative. And a good thing to do before you make your creatives is take a look at the Facebook Ads Guide, which I've linked in the description. So stories are now 120 seconds, which is twice as long as they were when they first came out. Everyone in dropshipping is probably going to be using a similar sort of thing in terms of CBO, single interest targeting, and optimizing for purchase. So it's up to you to stand out with your creative. So I just wanted to showcase a video that me and Devine from Debutify put together a couple of weeks ago. If you've been following, we've been making a store in this high converting store videos where we looked at Fairhead, which was a small company that we started to try out and learn some new things. In Fairhead, we made a showerhead called the Mineral Rose, and this is the video. So as the video starts playing, when people scroll through the newsfeed, you're going to want to have those two captions at the top and bottom so people can be hooked in when the sound isn't on. You don't want to waste time making audio for these, just a simple piece of music works fine. We start with the old bad way, forget low pressure, why bother? And we show a kind of rusty, gross shower that's not performing too well. And then we introduce our mineral rose shower head. It looks clean and it has a higher pressure than the previous bad way. Then we go into the features and benefits. It's going to save you 30% on your water bill and it's going to have 2 times pressure. We're trying to invoke an eco-friendly vibe here, so we use the shot of a waterfall. Then we showcase the revitalizing add-ons, and then we end with a nice, happy girl in a shower. Get yours now at Fairhead. That's the call to action. You definitely want to do that. And remember the statistics at the start of the video. Call to actions increase a click-through rate by 2.85 times. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it, honestly. If you found something useful, if you learned something, please feel free to subscribe and then you can see more of the content that we produce. And if there is anything that you want to see in these videos, please hit me up in the comments below and we'll get it out to you. You know, this is just a learning process. Anyway, thanks for watching. As always, have a great day.